Okay, so today I wanted to make a video about the things that we crave and how to deal with cravings, especially when we're doing something like a 30-day challenge where we're trying to be more on our best behavior than usual to get some results. So I personally am a sweets kind of girl. I always crave sweet things and chocolates and candies. I know other people crave salty things. I could care less about chips or french fries or anything like that. Not my jam. I also don't care about like alcohol or beer or any of that kind of stuff. I know some people have cravings for those kinds of things. Sweets is my main thing. So some basic things about cravings is a lot of the time when we're craving things, it's good to kind of like analyze how you're actually feeling. Did you just eat a meal and it's totally a mental game that you're playing with yourself, you know, like you're actually really full, but your brain and your mouth just want something sweet? I know that happens to me a lot, especially when I eat spicy food. I really want something sweet afterwards to just calm my palate. But sometimes we crave things because we're dehydrated. So if you haven't had a meal in a little while and you're craving something sweet or salty, whatever, a lot of times you can be dehydrated, and it's just our body's response to get us to ingest anything that contains water. Other times we crave things because we have imbalances of nutrients, and a lot of times that's when you have like chronic cravings. So a lot of times, especially people who go on low carb diets, you'll end up craving a lot of carbohydrates, and that's because there's things in carbohydrates that your body needs that it's not getting. Carbohydrates increase serotonin levels in your body, and so a lot of times you can crave carbohydrates at night just because your body's wanting to like create that serotonin, that calming effect, so that you can go to sleep. There's all sorts of different stuff that that when you crave things, your body could actually be needing. I don't know 100% of them off the top of my head, but you can definitely do a search like, I'm craving chocolate, it means I need magnesium, or I'm craving something salty, which means I need this, whatever. So that's just kind of, excuse me, that's just kind of an overview of just sometimes what can be happening when we're craving things. But craving things is a totally normal thing, and as women, we obviously have no control over it, especially when it comes to getting our period or being PMSing or whatever. You know, we can crave things and not have any reason for it at all. But anyway, so I wanted to just talk about some of the things that I do when I have cravings, and for you salty people, I'm sorry because I'm a sweets person. But one of the things that I do is this drink that I have right here, which is delicious. This is level 1 caramel latte protein, and it's just mixed up in the blender with some ice cubes and a little bit of almond milk and a little bit of water to make it drinkable. I posted a video of me making this on my Instagram a few days ago, so if you're curious about that, head over to my Instagram and check it out. It's really good. I mean, it's pretty much just like a milkshake. And I mean, I usually have this as like an afternoon snack anyways, but it's definitely one of those like preemptive things that keeps me from actually one of those preemptive things that keeps me from actually craving the bad things. I always keep dark chocolate on hand. This is 77% cocoa content. I usually try to stick with a higher cocoa content for my dark chocolate, just simply because I can keep it limited to like 1 or 2 squares when it's really dark. It just satisfies a little bit more. It doesn't have a really high sugar content, so you're not just fueling your body with that sugar. So, you know, if you're just getting like standard milk chocolate, it's really easy to just overdo it and like eat the entire thing. But if you have something that's dark and high in cocoa, it satisfies your craving without, you know, but then it helps you not go overboard because it's not quite as delicious, let's be honest. I also have amazing Halo Top, which is like the freaking best invention in the whole wide world. It is a low carb, higher protein ice cream. It's really delicious. The number that's on here is actually the calories in the entire pint, which is kind of amazing. So you can see there's like some variances in what you get here. But, you know, the calories in this entire pint is usually the calories that's in like 1/2 cup serving of like a Ben and Jerry's. So if you're really into ice cream, this is an amazing alternative. And then there's also Arctic Zero, which is 150 calories for this 1 pint, so even less than the Halo Top. But Arctic Zero has a little more of the sorbet flavor and consistency, even though they do have these, you know, more like savory, sweet flavors like salted caramel. They also have like brownie and cookie dough and all sorts of stuff. They also have fruitier flavors too, like lemon and that kind of thing. But, you know, this would be for people who are really, you know, probably my short friends who are a little bit more limited to the amount of calories that they can have during their day, just because it is so low in calories. But just not, Halo Top is the bomb DZ, and I love it. It totally saves my life and keeps me sane, and y'all should try it. So I'd love to hear your feedback and your comments about your cravings and what you do to try and combat cravings. And just know that craving things is totally normal. You're not a strange person for having cravings all the time, because I have them all the time too. You know, we just have to learn ways to combat the cravings that's not just like depriving ourselves and being totally restrictive with our diets, because that just ends up backfiring. So I'd love to hear your feedback on this. So message me below, or get at me on my social media. However you want to chat about this, I'd love to hear your input.